Imagine this. A quiet stretch of beach in New York, beautiful, calm, peaceful. But buried just beneath the sand lies one of the darkest secrets in modern American crime. For years, people vanished without a trace.
No clues. No suspects.
Just fear. Until a single 911 call, made by a terrified young woman running for her life, opened the door to a nightmare no one expected. What investigators uncovered next was chilling: multiple victims, a hidden predator, and a trail that stretched across more than a decade. This isn't just a murder case, it's a story of how evil can hide in plain sight. And how one break in the investigation finally exposed the monster behind the Gilgo Beach murders. Our story begins in May 2010, when a 24-year-old woman named Shannon Gilbert disappeared after visiting a client in Long Island. Before she vanished, she made a frantic 911 call saying someone was trying to kill her, and then she disappeared into the darkness near a quiet oceanside community called Oak Beach. Police searched for months, but no sign of her was found. Then, in December of that year, officers searching the area stumbled onto something they were not looking for. They found a body, but it wasn't Shannon. It was another woman, wrapped carefully in a burlap sack. As the search continued along the remote stretch of Gilgo Beach, police found 3 more bodies, all women, all wrapped in burlap, all escorts who advertised online. Shannon's disappearance suddenly looked like part of something much bigger. The media quickly began calling the unknown killer the Long Island serial killer, or simply Lisk. As investigators continued their search, the case only grew darker. Eventually, up to 11 sets of remains were found scattered along the shoreline. Not all were connected to the same killer, but 4 victims, later known as the Gilgo 4, stood out. They shared the same pattern: they were all escorts, they all went missing after meeting clients, they were all found close to each other, and they were all wrapped in burlap. Police believed one person was responsible for these 4 murders. For years, detectives sifted through thousands of tips, phone records, online ads, and witness statements. They had no eyewitnesses, no clear suspect, and no strong forensic evidence. The killer had chosen victims whose disappearances wouldn't create immediate panic. He targeted women he believed lived on the margins, women he assumed no one would fight for. Meanwhile, families waited, communities lived in fear, and the case seemed completely stuck. But behind the scenes, technology was improving. In 2022, a new task force was formed, bringing fresh eyes and advanced digital tools to the investigation. They re-examined old clues, and one detail stood out: the killer had used multiple burner phones to contact the victims. Investigators combined this information with cell tower data, car movement analysis, and old surveillance footage. Slowly, a pattern emerged, and one man kept showing up. His name was Rex Hoyerman, a 59-year-old architect who lived in Massapequa Park, just minutes away from where the bodies were found. He seemed like an ordinary family man, commuting to work in Manhattan, living quietly in his neighborhood. But detectives noticed that his phone activity matched locations connected to the victims. They also discovered disturbing online searches linked to him, and forensic teams later matched his DNA using a discarded pizza crust he threw in a trash can. In July 2023, after 13 years of mystery and fear, police finally made an arrest. Rex Hoyerman was charged with the murders of 3 of the Gilgo 4, Megan Waterman, Maureen Brainerd Barnes, and Amber Lynn Costello. The arrest shocked the community. How could a man with a family, a career, and a seemingly normal life be living a double life as a serial killer? Hoyerman has denied all charges, and the trial continues, but for the first time, families felt a sense of hope that the truth was finally emerging. The Gilgo Beach case leaves us with powerful lessons. It shows that dangerous people don't always look like monsters, sometimes they look like ordinary neighbors. It reminds us that every victim matters. The killer chose women he thought society would overlook, but their families never stopped fighting for them, and today the world knows their names. And finally, it shows the power of persistence. Even when a case seems impossible, one new technology, one small clue, or one determined decision can break a mystery wide open. The investigation continues, and more answers may still be revealed. But one thing is clear: the voices of the victims were finally heard, and after years of fear, confusion, and heartbreak, justice is finally within reach. This is the story of the Gilgo Beach murders, a story of tragedy, mystery, and the long, difficult journey toward the truth. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe for more true crime story.